Alright, welcome back. Yeah, man, I like these little finger guns. I think this might be a good intro for the finger gun. Alright, welcome back. V.O.C. YouTube channel. Clearly, you're going to look up here. And if this isn't on the camera, I can't see it. But I have some things on the table here along with me. It is my birthday. I notoriously hate birthdays. If you know me, you truly know that. To me, a birthday is just another day out of the year. You get older. It's a birthday, you know. Not to say I won't be having myself a fat ass piece of cake later for my birthday, but I will also be having this beautiful thing right here. And since it is my birthday, I feel like I can pretty much do whatever the fuck I want. And this apartment building's trash to begin with. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, got a little bit of my lip there. Oh yeah. I mean, pretty much. I mean, you know, I'll be finishing her later, but I mean, she wants to stay close to me. Here's the problem. It's not that I just lit that inside. It's that the smoke alarm didn't go off. So clearly, I have a lawsuit that I could possibly continue with. Something might be there, but no, I mean, look, it's my birthday episode. I feel like I can do whatever the fuck I want. I just chiefed this down. I think I'll continue to chief this down. Got a great show for you. Different show than regular, but this is NFL Tuesday here on the V.O.C. Alright, so this channel, I haven't got as serious as maybe, you know, should. But, you know, there really hasn't been that many things that have happened in sports so far since this channel started where I have to be pretty serious about some things. But when a story as big as this happens, you know, you got to talk about it. And this is, you know, NFL Tuesdays. So we'll get into it. Jon Gruden last night resigned as the Raiders coach. Look, the stuff that he said in the emails are not things that should be said about anybody. I mean, truthfully, last week you had the report come out about the racial emails, and, you know, everybody looked at it, well, you know, it's from 2011, you know, no big deal, you know. He kind of shrugged it off. The Raiders shrugged it off. You know, the NFL's, you know, kind of shrugged it off and said, okay, we're going to move forward with it. We'll do an investigation, look into it. And then he coached Sunday. Okay. Then after the game Sunday, he's like, look, I don't want to talk about it, blah, blah, blah. So you move on now to this week, you know, until yesterday. You know, more things came out, more emails came out. And those emails had some pretty incriminating things and some things that are sickening, disgusting, and are just downright awful that you would ever say about somebody. You know, my first question when I saw last night he resigned, I thought to myself, well, why wasn't this done last week? You know, if the NFL knew potentially of the other things that could come out and they've been investigating it, why did we let him coach another game in this league? Honestly, like, why did we sit up here and say, you know what, John, what you said, NFL motto, slap you on the wrist, we'll let you go. You can coach another one. To me, it's like, I look at it as, you know, if it happened 24 hours prior to the game, it's like then you probably knew before the game happened. Whatever. Like, to me, that was like my first thought. I'll go through some of the things that were said in some of the emails and what some of the emails contained. They contained racial slurs, anti-LGBTQ, and misogynistic remarks in emails from 2011 to 2008. So basically when he worked for ESPN to when he got rehired as an NFL coach for the Raiders in 2018. He called Roger Goodell a gay slur and a clueless anti-football pussy. He talked about Michael Sam when he was drafted in the NFL by the Rams. Said Eric Reed, who kneeled for the national anthem, should be fired, and downgraded or spoke down about a bunch of players that kneeled during the national anthem as well. He talked down about women officials. He exchanged emails containing women that were nude and Washington football team cheerleaders. And these emails were exchanged with former Washington football team president and other people in the NFL. So my next question is, after hearing the things that are in these emails, what's next? Who is next? Does this get worse from the Gruden thing? Do we look at it and go, okay, what Gruden did clearly lost him his job. If there's people in the NFL right now that still hold jobs, are they going to be fired as well, or what happens? Now, I know the team president that he sent emails to for the Washington football team, he was fired back in, I think, 2019, 2020. But who's next? What's next? To me, I've always looked at it as, if you can't accept people for who they are, then you're the problem. And clearly Jon Gruden has problems, and his actions are unexcusable. And to think that people, just because they are different and not what you think, or not what you think they should be, and they're not like you, are the problem, what? That doesn't make any sense to me. I was raised in a way of you accept people for who they are, and you don't treat anybody differently because of who they are or what they do. Clearly Gruden did not grow up in that way, and I'm not going to sit here and make excuses for him, because that's unexcusable, the things that he said and what he's done, and it goes back to the Sunday night, Mike Tirico came out and said on NBC Sunday Night Football, I worked with John during this time, some of the emails, he never saw racial things. Well, now that this other stuff has come out, Jon Gruden now makes Mike Tirico look bad. And that's unexcusable. And, now you've made a lot of other people look bad that maybe came out Sunday and supported you, or during the week came out and supported you. Well, now you make those guys look bad, or those women, or, now it's just it is just sickening, and I just don't get it. I just do not fucking get it. To me, Jon Gruden's done. Should never show his face again. If I saw him in person, I'd fucking spit in his face. I legitimately would. Because it's just like, look, you were given such a high-praised, high-rewarded job, and you fucking thought this way? What? I don't get it. Like I said, I think this will be an ongoing thing that we see. We have to see play out a little bit, because the NFL is still investigating, and there's other people that received emails. Those names have not fully come out, the people that have received emails, but if those people still have jobs in the NFL, I hope they don't. It's one of those situations that it is so inconceivably disgusting, and something that you would think someone of that stature would not be doing that, but he clearly has problems, and he clearly has demons. Let's transition the best I can from that. Try to pick this show back up a little bit, kind of rah-rah, let's kind of try and do some segue into different things. After watching, I think the NFL season has played out. I think this week you slowly start to kind of see what I think people are, what we're going to see as the season continues to play on. We are starting to see, I think, some teams rise to the top, some teams start to fall that started out hot. So I think we're going to start seeing it. The Cardinals are still undefeated. They played the 49ers, a low-scoring game, but they're still undefeated. They are still atop of their division, still playing their best football right now. Is that good or is that bad? I don't know. We'll continue to see how it plays out, but moving forward, they look really good. They have a quarterback who's really good, an offense that's really good, defense that's really good. They should formidably stay up top, but we'll see how it goes. The Chargers beat the Browns. What a fucking fun game that was to watch. I think if we seen anything play out in that game, it's the rise of Justin Herbert as a quarterback. If you looked at Herbert last year and said, well, what he did last year was cute, but we don't know. I think he is clearly rising to the stature of a top 10 quarterback in this league. And there's a lot of good quarterbacks in this league. And mind you, the kid's only 23. They beat the Browns, who has a really good defense, scored over 40 on them, came back from a deficit. I think we're starting to see the Chargers play the way I think we've always thought the Chargers should play. When they had Phillip Rivers and they had good teams, it's like when they're down, they always lost. Now, they have fight in them. They play hard. I think, I get the Cardinals are undefeated. You have the Rams. You have the Buccaneers. I think you can make a case that the Cowboys, as of right now, are the best team in the NFC. Now, I've said before, I've said it the last few weeks, it's still too early. But if the Cowboys continue on the trend that they are going on, which they're knocking on doors, kicking the face of other teams in, which they are doing, they are just showing up to a guy's doorstep, knocking on that door, and fucking kicking them right in the face, sending them to the hospital. They knocked out like every player for the Giants. Literally, just fucking knocked them out. Crazy. I think if we continue to see the Cowboys play like this, are they atop of the NFC? And this is the way, kind of like the Chargers, that we always fucking expect the Cowboys to play. They're finally starting to play it. Now, we're going to get the Cowboys fans. They're excited. They're going crazy. They're going wild. It's well-deserving as of right now. But, big but, not a Kim Kardashian big but a big but, we have to see how the season continues to play out. And I will continue to say that. You might get pissed at me, but it's still too early. You got to see how the season plays out. The Bills beat the Chiefs. Are they the best team in the AFC? Clearly, right now they are. Will that continue to play out? I don't know. The Ravens are 4-1. They've had some close games, but they came back and beat the Colts last night. That's big time. You have a guy in Lamar who is slowly, I think, becoming an all-around better player that people expect him to be. He threw the ball very well yesterday. Came back and he can still run them. He's still the best running back in the NFL. The Chiefs are 2-3. What is wrong with the Chiefs? I think there's a lot of questions. Clearly, they've been to the Super Bowl the last 2 years. They have this great young quarterback who just does shit that nobody else can fucking do. And I think we are slowly starting to see the NFL catch up to him and their division catch up to him a little bit. The Chargers are in their division. Chargers beat them. Justin Herbert's a really good quarterback as well. And Justin Herbert is just as talented sometimes in some moments as Patrick Mahomes is. And the shit that Patrick Mahomes used to do that, nobody else could do or nobody else could defend, people are starting to defend those plays. He's thrown for 1,500 yards, 16 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, almost 70% completion percentage. But he threw 6 interceptions all of last year. We're only 5 games in. And he's already averaged, just over 1 a game. It doesn't, as of right now, it doesn't look good. But I'm not going to make any rash and say, well, they're done. They're over. Screamin' A. Smith on ESPN said that. Are you fucking stupid, Screamin' A? Look at this team and what they still have. They still have Patrick Mahomes. Granted, he might not have looked as good, but okay. Patrick Mahomes is like the fucking... He's like that Mercedes-Benz Maybach that just fucking got fucking nail in the tire, and you know what, you gotta fix the tire, but you know that guy's trying to get rid of it, I'll fucking take that Maybach with a fucking nail in the tire. That's Patrick Mahomes right now. I'll take him. I will still buy stock in him. He's still a very fucking talented quarterback, and he's arguably the most talented quarterback of all time. I will fucking take that guy any day of the week. They still have Andy Reid. Look at their fucking weapons. Kelsey, Hill. More, need I say more? That fucking team is still built to win games. And in the NFL now, where we look at high-scoring games, 40 points, why the fuck would you not take them? Why would you not take them? They can score with anybody, and that's all they fucking need. Defense is not very good. You know, there's a lot they have injuries. Chris Jones, their best defender other than Tyrann Mathieu on the defensive line, is hurt right now. So that's a big loss. But I think they slowly start to figure it out. And they've played some tough teams, and now their schedule, I mean, is tough. But I think they have a very legitimate shot to do some things still. And, you know, I wrote down here, until they're out of the playoffs, I think they'll be fine. Now, you know, they might not make a Super Bowl run this year, but whatever. But they are also experiencing teams now have the Chiefs as a target. The Bills had it. The Ravens had it. You know, to where the Ravens and Bills couldn't beat the Chiefs. And that's all they've worked towards, is to beat the Chiefs. And they beat them in the regular season. But can they beat them in the postseason when it really matters? That is what we will see. I don't know. It could happen. It couldn't. But I'm not going to sell my stock on the Chiefs. Why would you? Like I said, it's like throwing a fucking Mercedes-Benz Maybach in the trash or giving it away because it has a nail in the tire. I can fucking take that nail out and I can fucking patch that tire and I can get a lot more miles on that motherfucking car. It's not that big of a deal. Like I said, until they are out of the playoffs, I'm still buying them. Alright, let's look into the games coming up this week. I don't know what that hand motion was. Let's look in. Come in and we'll look at these cars. I don't fucking know. Is this a car show now? Could be. Possibly. Sponsor? Question mark. Yet again, the hands. Talk my hands. The Buccaneers play the Eagles. I mean, Buccaneers win that game. Packers play the Bears. Fucking Bears fan will lose by 30. Cowboys Pats could be a good game. I like the Cowboys. Dolphins Jags. Who gives a fuck? Really? Who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck? If Urban doesn't win that game, could be a problem. The Bengals play the Lions. Look, the Lions lose like the Lions lose. But I've said it and I'll say it again. Even Lions fans don't give a fuck about the Lions. That's your answer. That's your answer to that question. Colts, Texans, no one cares. Rams, no one cares. Jesus Christ, there's a lot of games that are garbage. Garbage this year. Fucking garbage. Chiefs, Washington. Chiefs. Vikings, Panthers. Panthers are slowly coming down to earth. There's a lot of teams that started out hot and are slowly coming down to earth. Panthers are one of those teams. The best game of the week, there's probably two really good games of the week. Chargers, Ravens, Cardinals, Browns. I think the Browns beat the Cardinals. And I think the Chargers beat the Ravens. The Ravens have had a lot of close wins. Like where it's like, you know, it could go either other way. Fucking, gee, I cannot fucking talk. Yeah, I'm going to go with Chargers. And then I'm going to go with the Browns giving the Cardinals their first loss. And we will not have an undefeated team the rest of this NFL season. I think that's pretty much going to do it for this video. Like I said, the Gruden stuff is just disgusting. It's stuff that shouldn't, it's stuff that shouldn't be said about people, and especially someone with that, what we thought he was. You don't say those things. I think we're slowly starting to see what the NFL season is becoming and what teams are, but you know, it's still early. Only 5 weeks into a 17-game season. But you know, I think there's a lot going on still, and I think we have a lot to figure out. And I think we're slowly getting answers. I cannot fucking talk. We're slowly getting answers, and I think we'll figure a lot of the things out. Thanks for watching.